This is Daf Yerushalmi Eruvin in the article Odswar edition. We're on Daf Yud Aleph Amrav. The fifth line down, the Tzesa Omer, which in the Vilna is on Daf Yud Amud Aleph, the second last line. The Tzesa Omer. So it comes out you say, Lian Kilayim. First line, Kol Pachas Mishleish, because awesome anything which less than 3 Fachim is like it's closed up. It's lovely. Mishleish Marabah is in 3 and 4, not including 4. You gain 3 and 4 Fachim. Ima Ayman Rabba Parts, if there is if Ayman is Rabba Parts, Mutter. So the Karmanite says, Lav Dafka Ayman Rabba. It's not specific that there's more Ayman than parts. It's normally stated that way, but it really, if you Shavin, Shavin Kip parts, now Mutter. If it's 50-50, it's also Mutter. Even though, colloquially, so to speak, we say, oh, it's Ayman Rabba parts. We pass Ayman Kip parts, Mutter. And Pnei Moshe adds, Afconnected Ayman Rabba parts, Mutter Afconnected parts. Right? In other words, the parts is also going to be close. So you clamp one species up to the fence on one side, another species on the other side of the fence on the other side, and it's not line because it's going to be closed off. If you have parts a rabba oimed, also. But if it's parts rabba oimed, then it's also. So Moshe puts out, if you have parts rabba, if you can do ein chiluk ben mishlosh v'arabah, there's no difference between 3 and 4 tefachim, ben marabah to eser, or between 4 and 10. Ava b'tzefta goris, but by the according to Tosef, there's girsa gabi b'shlosh v'arabah ima parts merubah oimed. If the parts is merubah oimed, av keneged oimed also. So even opposite, the omed is forbidden as well, because the airspace asabir the hagisa the airspace is going to negate the oimed, which is less than 4 tvachim. And less than 4 tvachim can lose its chashivas because of the avir the hagisa. So continuing on, me'arbav ad aser, from between 4 tvachim and 10 amos, imo oimed brabel parts. If there's more standing structure than parts, again, according to that's Corbeil said 4, if it's also 50-50, mutter, it's permitted. Parts, rabba, emed, if there's more parts, open space and standing structure, connected emed, mutter. This is the walls themselves are at least 4 tvachim, so therefore it's not batel. Therefore, opposite the emed is mutter plant kilayim. One species on one side, the other side, it's not considered kilayim. Connected parts also. Opposite parts is also Yosim Yaser. If it's more than 10 amos, the gap Abishim Rabba parts, even though there's more than Oymen and parts, Connected Oymen Mutter still corresponding to the Oymen is Mutter, and parts also corresponding to the parts, the open space you know to plant one species on one side, the other species on the other side, it would be Kilayim. Avina Shabbos. That's in terms of Kilayim. What about in terms of Shabbos? Kol Pachas Mishlosh Kesosim. Any which is less than 3 tvachim is loved and it's closed up. Mishlosh v'arba, between 3 and 4 tvachim. V'arba v'ad eser, and between 4 and 10 tvachim. Putting them both together here. Ima omer rabba parutz mutter. If there's more standing structure than there's open space, it's mutter. V'ya parutz rabba ala omer. If the parutz is more than omer, it is usher, right? Because we're not talking about here separation between. In terms of kilayim, that we have 4 tvachim standing, that's enough to be a wall. They can plant one type of species on the other side, one type of species on one side, other type of species on the other side. No, this is not about a barrier. It's about a wall for Shabbos. A wall for Shabbos. It doesn't matter if there's even you have 4 tvachim standing here, but if there's parrots moving on either side of it, then there's no wall on that side, and therefore you can't carry. Yosim Yaser, if it's more than 10, Apish Rabba parts, even though there's more standing structure than there's open space. Also, it's forbidden, of course, because there's a pirza. Rabbi Chanina, Rabbi Yehuda Ben Pazi, Shem Yochid said, Leis kam mishlosh barabah. Take out from here between 3 and 4. Why? Because yesh kam pirza shlosh, there's a pirza more than 3 tvachim, and kam makom barabah. There's no place of 4 tvachim. In other words, you need to have at the very least 4 tvachim standing, and because if there's a pirza or more than 3 tvachim, even if there's oimen merubah, that the oimid of 4 tvachim is not oimid, which is less than for tvachim, is insignificant, and therefore there's no mechitza here. Important point to make here, which is even if oimid merubah, let's say you had a pirza of 3.1 tvachim, and then you had either side a mechitza of 3.2 tvachim, right? So it's oimid merubah. So according to this, according to what he's saying here, according to so doesn't matter since there's no lavud and the mechitzas themselves are not 4 tvachim wide. The standing structure is not 4 tvachim wide. Even you don't say oimid merubah parts, it's not going to work. In order to say oimid merubah, you have to have at least 4 tvachim of standing structure. And then you can say oimid merubah. But without 4 tvachim standing structure, according to their statement, doesn't work. Basically, someone asked, well, what are you talking about? Gonna be very nothing to do with learn, but keeping bekana. You can make a hekef with sticks, right? Stick here, stick there, and there's even though it's much parts move alignment. So why is it saying worse than sticks? He says, so he gives the obvious answer. He says, I'll just say, I'm not saying very pachas mishalosh. Don't shlosha. Don't ask say less than 3 tvachim. There's less than 3 tvachim between the sticks. She go pachas mishalosh kusasim. And it was less than 3 tvachim. It's like it's closed off. That's not a riot for here because it's out loved. If you say Rabbi Mishem, Rav said no, he rejects that which Shina and Rabbi Yehuda and Baz said named Rabbi Yechanan. No, even if the standing structure, each standing structure is less than 4 tvachim, if it's more standing structure than there is open space, that's good enough, and therefore therefore it's permissible. Okay, look at test. I don't know if you need a picture, but there is a picture in the article, so I might as well show it to you. Use 3 chavolim, right? On the bottom here. Each one is there's less than 3 talking gap. So obviously it reaches up to 10 tefachim. So obviously the rope itself has a thickness, right? Each thickness of rope has to be like a third of a tefach. In order to get to 10 tefachim with the gap of less than 3 talking between them. Those there is a 3 tvachim gap between each rope. So tefach, the shear of the chavalim together, they have to have a thickness more of a tefach. Shear called tvachim, in order that there should be 10 tvachim. So on the Gemara here, the Nir and the Yerushalmi Eruvin, it seems also a little, I'm not sure from a behind. This Gemara is going on. Gemara is actually a discussion from Masechah Sukkah. So on this, if you want, if you have mechitza of a sukkah and the schach is way up, and you want to say gurase mechitza, so you only can say gurase mechitza if you have 10 tvachim of structure. Otherwise, it's not going to work. There's no oimid merubah. The point is by mechitzas of sukkahs. We'll see in a minute. If you have 10 tvachim, more than 10 tvachim, say gurase from the top of your wall all the way to the schach. If it was less than tvachim, not. The Tani came, and we in fact learned this similar case. Heavy diamond shiva tvachim. You bring a wall of 7 tvachim. You bring a pachish mishleisha. You put it within 3 tvachim of the ground. That's love, and it's closed off. And the Kartamar, you're saying the same thing. So those are both the same. And you can say good assay. In that point, actually, we want to ask a question. Hakin Kashi, this is what we can ask. Heavy Daifen, Shell, and the enforcement all changes from Chaim, the Yerushalmi Eruvin, the Nir, the changes from Heavy Daifen, Shell, are 4 tvachim. Not 7 tvachim, but 4 tvachim. V'koshu. So v'gbir mi'arch shnei tvachim chaser koshu. And you picked it up from the ground a little bit less than 2 tvachim. So how much you have now? You have 6 tvachim. So it should be do I say in this case that it's Oimim Meruba? That I can make a wall this way. I say, okay, now I have Oimim Meruba of the wall, which is the fourth tvachim plus the two tvachim. Can I say that this now you have six tvachim, so it makes up the majority of 10 tvachim? Does that work without a top string? So Chaim also changes the two tvachim to three tvachim, which makes it better. Although it could work without that. So it's 4 because why two tvachim. So, but if you bring it over to 4 tvachim, the koshu be being arts shlosha tvachim chas koshu. So do I say there now I have actually 7 tvachim? Do I say in this case I have the schach in this case has to be at 10 tvachim, right? So can I say oimem meruba at this point? Say okay, I got the majority of wall here of a 4 tvachim, at least 4 tvachim in the middle, right? Which is the minimum, should be said before, of a structure. Fine, according to that opinion, you need that 4 tvachim. You have 4 tvachim, and it's within 3 tvachim of the ground, so I have lava down there. So now I have oimem meruba of 7 tvachim. So I say this is good enough, and then it's the schach which said 10 tvachim, it's reached, right? What's the problem? So I'm not talking about the schach. It's important. Obviously, I'm talking about the schach. The border of the schach can serve as a top rope. That would be okay. But the border of the schach can't serve as a top rope for some reason. So then I have to say, I can't say that. I have to have a minimum of a shear of a wall of 10 tvachim. That's moras. In this case, Yeva Kaid Marab Yechud. Let's say, like we said, Oymed V'chomit Starfin Barba, the Oymed, which is 4 tvachim, and the Cholar Mitzaref, V'yisha Oymed Rabba L'chol. As long as the staying structure is more than the free structure, than the open space. Let's say Oymed Ruba. I don't know if in the end it makes a difference 2 tvachim or 3 tvachim. Change or not, it's still a question, same question. I'm in Reuben, so I'm not sure you need that second change for Reb Chaim from 2 tvachim to 3 tvachim. Bottom line is, so all this was Rabbi Zero's coming to bavorn this, to preclude this, to say no, it doesn't work. You don't say I'm in Reuben the Haidem Mechitza in by Sukkah. There's a din that the Haidem presumably by Shabbos either for that matter. But in any event. I think that's what the same thing, right? But you don't say Amr the Hayed Mechitza. Hayed Mechitza has to be 10 tvachim, and otherwise it's no good. Even if you have the schach above, it doesn't make a difference. You have to have 10 tvachim of wall. And Merubah doesn't work to make the height of 10 tvachim. Okay, now Gemara goes to another question. Shimon look at Shem Rabbi Yehuda ben Chanina said, "Nuts arba kanim ba'arba zabios kakerim." You put 4 vertical poles at the 4 corners of a kerem. Kasha gemi mala, and he tied a gemi, a brush, or today we use fishing wire, of course, on top. Matzi mishupea. Does it create a peah? Meaning that is it a wall? It's best, and therefore that can be climbed. They can plant right outside the Tzuras Pesach grain, even though right inside the Tzuras Pesach you have grapevines. Rabbi Yechon said, yes, K'mechitzas Shabbos, K'mechitzas Kilayim. He says, absolutely. The Tzuras Pesach works for a Kilayim. It's interesting, the Yerushalmi calls the Tzuras Pesach a peah. So Kermit says, peah komidi the maki for lo making anything which surrounds and does not protect mechasya and cover kula its entirety karle peah. The damila peah. It's like the peah, the corner shasada which leave over for the mountain of steam. Shasada kula mikurachas magula, where the field is completely bald and open. And shtar b'mat, there's a little bit left in the corner of any kres peah. Can't be sure if that's the Aruch says that. The Pnei Moshe is a very different shot. He says, because you weave the bulrush on top, corner from stick to stick, karle peah, Miloshin pe'er nochris, because it's like a wig. Okay, come in the matzil, and it saves. Okay, so two different derivations of the word pe'er. But Rabbi Yochanan, Meister Shalach Rabbi Yeshua ben Korcha Eitz Rabbi Yochanan ben Nur Nagad. Yeshua ben went to Rabbi Yochanan and pointed to Nagad, but also Sada Achaz Yisrael Besorm Besorm Field Beis Chaverto is in the case. It's called Beis Chaverto. But Yisham pierces Yosem Maser, and there were openings of more than 10 amos, which of course are no good. You know, to Oim Besesim took a piece of wood and close up to run in the sticks and close it up. Actually, the Bachas Maser. Let's say he made less than 10. And that was for Kilayim. My Kazu came Mechitza Shabbos. This is also true Mechitza Shabbos. Now, the way the simple way of reading the Gemara is that there was no Tzurz Pesach. There are pizzas more than 10, so he closed out the pizzas. Okay, so but the way Reb Chaim explains it is that no, even though it's Tzurz Pesach, he held that a Tzurz Pesach doesn't work for more than 10 amos, and that leads into the next Gemara. The Shimon Lakish said that the works for Kilayim concedes. By Kilayim, he holds it works for more than 10. Rabbi Yochanan holds that. No, it doesn't work neither by Kilayim nor by Shabbos for more than 10. The Tzurus of Pesach. And the Rabbi Zia says, in Reish Lakish Moeden, to Shabbos, he said it's all by Kilayim. And but by Shabbos he's moida shem pam matzelos yosem maser, which is shitas Yerushalmi. So his Pesach does not work for more than 10 amos. Amr Chagai said Masnis Amr Kate. Our Mishnah seems to say this because our Mishnah says Mekim Shlosh Chavon Zelam Malam Mizeh. Said if you need to make a fence, you can make a fence of 3 ropes, one above each other. We're going to say a pair of Pesach works more than 10. Why need 3 ropes? Just put 1 rope at the height of 10 tefachim. And let that one be a Tzurus Pesach. Okay, so Rabbi Yonah Amar Rav Osha Boy. Rabbi Yonah said, Rav Osha asked a question. Hadad Peah. Amayitmar. What is it going? In other words, where is that top wire? Milamal is at the top of the poles, side, or is it talking about it's on the side? In Tamar, now going to go with Reb Chaim's gear. So here he changes the things. I bet you the article changes the inside. No, he doesn't change the inside. He changes only in the in one of the notes. But I'm going to go with Reb Chaim, who changes it inside. The truth is, you can learn it. The way it is in front of us, just easier to do with Reb Chaim's Girsa. The way he does it is in Tamar, he changes basically minat sad to minamalon and minamalon to minat sad. In Tamar minat sad, if you want to say it works on the side, so especially on the side works. Koshkein minamal, it certainly works on this on top. In Tamar minamal, if you say it works on the side. I mean, that's. I'm sorry. I mixed myself up. Let me do it again. In Tamar minatzad, koshke milamalon. In Tamar milamalon, minatzadlo. So Yerushalmi says, sure, on top is better. It's more of a Tzurus Pesach. But on the side, it's less of a Tzurus Pesach. So you're going to say it works on the side, it certainly works on top. You're going to say it works on top, it doesn't necessarily work mean the side. So Rabbi Chagai wanted me to arrive from our Mishnah. That our Mishnah says need 3 ropes, right? So if you need 3, why did they make it Tzurus Pesach? Why 3 ropes? So you want to say must be Tzurus Pesach doesn't work for more than 10. That's why you need to have the 3 ropes because you're going for a span of more than 10. So in Tamar Milamalon, if you're going to say our Mishnah is talking about where the ropes are on top, one of the ropes on top, and you also have Chagai. Chagai is a good point. one of the ropes is on top. Why need the additional 2 ropes? Right. Item and atzad. But you're going to say how much is talking about whether all 3 ropes are on the side. So Lam Rabbi Chagai Klum. Rabbi Chagai didn't say anything because it could be that that's why it doesn't work. But it's not Tzuras Pesach. The 3 ropes are on the side, right? So it could be that Tzuras Pesach works more than 10. Rabbi should need 3 ropes because all 3 ropes are on the side. So it's like more. I understand. Manavshach. Whatever way you look at it. In Malon, if you need it on top, fine. I read the Malon, so put it on top. Even outside, or inside, if the side is enough, so it's on the side. So therefore, it's still a right for our Mishnah, because instead of telling you need 3 ropes, you say, okay, put it on top. If on top works, must be on top doesn't work, right? So therefore, and also, and even on top doesn't work. Of course, on the side doesn't work because it's already near inside. But even on top, it doesn't work, right? So Rabbi said, no. Could be our Mishnah story about a case where the poles narrow on top, he couldn't put something on top. And that's why he had to put all 3 on the side. And therefore, Rabbi Chagai is arrived for our Mishnah. So our Mishnah story about where it was not possible to put on top. That's why you need 3 ropes. But it could be where it was possible to put on top. There would work, and work for even more than 10 amos. No right for the Mishnah. Okay, we'll stop here for today.